Today's question, posted on YouTube and upvoted like crazy, so I know you guys want to know the answer, is what is your take on the common argument that attraction is either there right away or it isn't, and you shouldn't try to win her over? Okay, so first of all, that's not an argument. That's an unsupported position. You're saying this is my position on what reality is, and that position is in fact false, which I can say from experience because I've had many, many times where the girl was not into me right away and I did win her over. So there is some point in trying to win her over in the sense that it certainly can happen. There is a strategy of game that you could adopt, which is you just go up to the girl, and if she's into you right away, you pursue it, and if she's not into you right away, you don't. And I will admit that a lot of the times when I do meet a girl and take her home that night, the initial open does go well, and that certainly helps a lot, right? When you go in and she's already giving you the eyes, or there are times when you go in and you make out with her within the first 5 to 10 seconds of the interaction, obviously that's gonna go better a lot more often than the girl who you walk up and she's like, not interested. And that strategy is fairly viable, but it does have its problems. Problem number one, statistically, the girls that are super into you right away are not going to be the most attractive. Also, the girls that are super into you right away are going to be the girls that are into a lot of guys right away. And so if you do like a girl that doesn't sleep with a ton of guys, then there is some statistical skew there. Thirdly, if you're not a particularly attractive guy and your game is better than your appearance, there are a lot of girls that might not be super into you right away, but with proper exposure to personality and proper game, could be won over and good things could happen. This idea that you're gonna walk up to the girl and she's either gonna like you right away or not really plays into the idea of the numbers game, which is really kind of an intermediate gaming strategy. The idea is there are some girls in this club that will like me and who are down, and I'm gonna just go hit on a bunch of girls and find those girls. And that is efficient to a point, and it will get you results. However, in order to go from intermediate at game to advanced at game, you're going to need to learn to do more than that. You're going to need to learn how to take girls that are just lukewarm and make it good. Because otherwise you're not going to get the hottest girls, you're not going to get the girls you want, you're going to get the girls that will just choose you. Also, even with these girls that do like you right away, if the only type of game you know is she likes me a lot and I'm just moving it forward and not making mistakes, that's great until you actually make a mistake. And now you're in this situation where the girl is lukewarm on you, the girl doesn't necessarily like you, and now you have to do something. So even with these girls that do like you right away, even if that's all you're going to go for, you still want to learn how to recover a mediocre interaction, because even with them, there will be times when it doesn't stay good the entire time. It's a little bit like kind of riding a wave. And if all you know is how to ride the wave, and if you ever fall off, you have to go back out and catch a whole new wave, that sucks. If you could learn how to like catch your balance and get back on the wave, that would be a tremendous skill. And that's actually one of the skills of advanced game. So let's get a little practical here with whether or not you should stay in the interaction. And here is my kind of overall philosophy on this. Number one, there's two types of approaches you want to do. There's approaches where you're looking to get a result and approaches where you're looking to learn. If you're looking to learn, you should probably stay in the interaction and try and turn it around, because there are a lot of lessons there. So at least occasionally, you should push interactions that are not going ridiculously well, because that's something you need to learn. If you're going for a result, what I would suggest is this. You should assess the odds of a good result from this interaction, weighed against the odds of a good result outside of this interaction, and do what has the highest sort of expected value. So for example, let's say you're at a level in game where you maybe half the time will take home a girl who's like a 7. That's maybe a decent high intermediate level of game. If that's the case, and you're talking to a girl who's like a 6, who's kind of lukewarm, by all means, not worth your time. Go find a girl who's higher caliber and you have good odds with, and etc. Also, the more it's early in the night and you have more possibilities for the evening, the more selective you should be. The more it's the end of the night and you have fewer prospects, the more you should kind of be like, well, this girl likes me, she's pretty cute, I like her, let's just go with it. On the other hand, let's say you are the same guy that about half the time can pull a girl who's like your personal 7, and you're talking to a girl who's like your personal 10. And she's being a little bit difficult, but you're still in there with a chance. Number one, it's good for your soul to believe in yourself and stick it out and try and make something happen there. It's good for your soul to say, I think I deserve this girl that is what I'm really going for. But even beyond that, you're probably going to be far happier if you succeed there. Let's say you have a 10% chance with this girl who's your personal 10 versus a 50% chance of pulling like a 7 if you go talk to the rest of the girls in the club. In terms of your emotions, in terms of your long-term value for that interaction, in terms of meeting someone you want to actually be your girlfriend, 10% chance with the girl you really, really want is probably worth more than 5 times as high of a chance with the girl you're kind of like, about. Okay, so that plays in as well. So If you're looking to learn, push yourself to learn, and push yourself whatever your sticking point is, whether it's the sticking point of opening or the sticking point of turning a bad set around or the sticking point of pulling. Work on your particular sticking point, and there's something to be said for going out and just working on that, just gaming to learn. If you're gaming for a result, then I say you should assess what are my odds here versus what are my odds in the rest of the night. And in that case, if you talk to a girl you're not that into and she doesn't seem particularly on at the beginning, by all means, it might in some cases be worth it to go talk to someone else. But that's not because it's impossible over here, it's because there's better odds over here. So I hope you enjoyed that little mini rant. It does come from a question which was upvoted, so if you want to have an upvoted question, what you have to do first is post the question so it can be upvoted, and then maybe I'll be answering yours as well. All right, see you next time.